Hey BC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here just to share with you some of the remaining things that I picked up at the show this past weekend. I shared with you most of the metal and hard rock stuff in my last video, so I didn't pull everything because I thought the video might be too long, so this is just a couple of the interesting pieces I thought I would pull out. But anyway, this is what's playing in the background, which is Lynyrd Skynyrd. Pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd, which is, I mean, of course, all Lynyrd Skynyrd albums are good albums. This is a really good one, though. You know, Tuesday's Gone, Simple Man, Free Bird. I mean, just great album. Simple Man probably being my favorite song off of there. But anyway, and while I'm saying that too, just in case, for those of you who do like that song and maybe haven't heard it, Shinedown also does a cover of Simple Man, which is also really good. So if you haven't heard that before, make sure you check it out. But this is kind of, again, some of the stuff that I just haven't shown yet from the show that I picked up this past week. I'll just kind of go through it really quick here. We'll start off with, actually, let me start off with this here. This isn't from a show. I actually got this like 20 minutes ago. But I finally broke down and bought Adele 21. You know, as a friend of mine who got this album not too long ago, and she's been playing it pretty regularly, and it's just kind of, I don't know, it's starting to catch, so I thought, what the heck, I might as well go ahead and pick it up. You know, I'm not ashamed to put anything in my collection. So, let's kind of move on. Really good find. This is a record I've been wanting for quite some time. Not really expensive, just never stumbled across it. But Curtis Mayfield, There's No Place Like America Today. Just, I mean, good old-fashioned soulful Curtis here. If you like his Superfly album, the soundtrack, you will definitely love this one as well. I love that cover too. And then more Curtis Mayfield here. Love Is the Place. Not his best work, but there's a couple of good tracks on here. What else? The one and only B.B. King, L.A. Midnight. BB doing his blues thing. Here's a nice little guilty pleasure. Club Nirvana, Life, Love, and Pain. You probably remember them, if you remember them at all, from the 80s when they did kind of the dancey pop version of Bill Withers' Lean on Me. That's probably what they're most well known for. But then also, for those of you who are big hip-hop fans, the song Why You Treat Me So Bad, said hip-hop fans that may like the group Moonies. The song I Got Five on it. They sampled the bass line from that song, so that gives you an idea about where that funky track came from. Next, another addition to my Cameo collection, which is Knights of the Sound Table. For those of you that don't know Cameo, very funky band from the 80s, and not funky as in like, you know, guitar funk, even though they did have some of that, but funky in the sense of, I've always said Cameo is probably the most rock and roll R&B band, like probably ever, but definitely back in the 80s. I mean, they were the one band that was kind of like, we don't have to go with what everyone else is doing. We'll sing the way we want. We'll do deliveries the way we want. We'll act the way we want. We'll dress the way we want. You know, just like whatever they wanted to do, they just went out and did it. So they came with some very strange stuff that was awesome. Perfect example, if you have a chance to go check out videos like She's Strange, or even better yet, Alligator Woman by Cameo, you'll get a good idea of what I'm talking about. Temptations, 1990. Really good album there. This is from 1973, I believe. But this is when Dennis Ruffin was in the band and kind of going into the early 70s. This is a little less of the you know, 60s type Temptations and more the funk stuff that was going on in the 70s, especially with Dennis's kind of rough delivery in his voice. It made for a really good kind of funk album there. So definitely, I think, the funkiest of the Temptation albums. Kool and the Gang, Something Special. Just as their hit Get Down on It, just kind of completing off my Kool and the Gang collection, which is really odd too, because the other day I got my tickets to go see Van Halen, and looking on the front, Van Halen and Kool and the Gang, which I never just would have thought of putting them on the same bill with Kool and the Gang opening for Van Halen, but oh well. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure it'll be a great show. I saw Kool and the Gang in concert about a year ago, and it was a great show. The Supremes, A Go-Go, good 60s, Motown there. Supremes doing some of their greatest hits. And then another piece, I'm almost through with my artist collection of R.L. Burnside. I know you've heard me talk about him over the past year or two. Or a really, really good blues artist. Never disappointed with any of his albums either. I mean, he's much like AC/DC in that sense. Not that they sound the same or anything of that nature. But one thing I've always said about AC/DC is that you can go all the way back to Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, all the way up through Black Ice, and pretty much through all their albums, you can take any song off of any album and move it to another one, and there's no way that you can tell it's out of place. I mean, they've kind of had the same formula from day one, and they have never changed it. Even with having lead singers, swapped out, you could still actually do that maneuver. But R.L. Burnside's kind of the same way when it comes to blues and what he does. You could take any song from any of his albums, switch them around, and you're getting the same R.L. Burnside. So, really, really good stuff. I like him a lot. Addition to my Jazz and Hank Mobley collection, which I've been building him up quite a bit the past year. This is Mobley's Second Message. Really good stuff. And I don't know if you guys are really familiar with these guys or not, but this is Shalamar, Go For It. One of my favorite bands from the early 80s. This is a group, this is where Jody Watley came from. This is the first group she was in before she went solo with, Some Kind of Lover and New Love and all that. And also Hewitt. This is the group he was in before he went solo. Glad this album came out, which is Washed Out, Their Life of Leisure. It's like a 6-track LP, or EP, I'm sorry. And it's just like their last album, just kind of that sensual, upbeat type music, which I think is really, really cool, really relaxing. So it's a good album. I showed this in my last video, which is Soft Machine 7, so I already talked about that one. And then some of the fun, going back to 50s and 60s rock here, Del Shannon, Runaway hits, stuff like, Runaway, Do You Want to Dance, just some of those really fun songs. I really like that album cover too, I think it's really nice. And I've been building up my Johnny Cash collection over the past couple months. And so I've added Johnny Cash, The Walls of Prison. Also, This Is Johnny Cash. And The Best of Johnny Cash, Ring of Fire. So I'm definitely building up that part of my collection, which is nice. The last time I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they had his last tour bus was out front. You can kind of walk in and take a tour of it and everything. It was pretty cool. But anyway, more oldie but goodie, fun stuff here. The Legend of Bobby Darin, which I loved him. I mean, one of my favorite songs to sing along with is Mac the Knife. I don't know, that song's just a blast. I don't know. It's just something about it. But, Dream Lover, Splish Splash, great fun stuff. Love his voice, love his delivery. And can't forget my boy. You guys know I have plenty of him, but I picked up a few other nice pieces, which is Frank Sinatra's. This is Greatest Hits Volume 2. Has My Way and a few other things on here. Sealed copy, no less, and got it for only 50 cents, so that was really nice. And then also, 50 cents, Frank Sinatra Trilogy. Past, Present, and Future. Very nice 3 LP set in great condition. So another good nice pickup for only 50 cents. Steely Dan, Katie Lied. And I picked up pretty much everything I can find with this gentleman right here, Mr. Bo Diddley himself. This is the Chess Masters double album. It's kind of a greatest hits. But I love grabbing his stuff because, when you ask my opinion, there's a lot of different people you could probably select. But as far as I'm concerned, Little Richard, Bo Diddley, and Chuck Berry are all things that became rock and roll, in my opinion. So that's a really nice 2 LP set find. Paul Cashman, Jefferson Starship. This is Blows Against the Empire. Really good stuff. As well as Iron Butterfly Ball. Good sight stuff there. Cover's a little rough on the back, but LP's in great condition and is only 50 cents, so good find. Nice 2 LP set here at Jefferson Airplane, 2400 Fulton Street. You know, just typical Jefferson Airplane there. I love that cover too. Just a nice, cool psychedelic feel to it. A couple additions to my U2 collection. U2 October. Not my favorite album by them, but kind of goes towards completing my Ars collection there. As well as U2 12-inch single of Discotheque. Don't know how much I like that cover. I don't like seeing Edge in a suit like that. It just doesn't quite, you know. I want his t-shirt and his little cap. You know, that's how I'm used to seeing him. Eurythmics, Would I Lie to You? 12-inch single. And then Dreamgirls, original Broadway cast album. Didn't really like that soundtrack that much at first, but I don't know, I saw the movie, and then my brother, who's an actor, he's doing some pretty big things in Hollywood right now, actually. He's been in a few movies with Adam Sandler and a couple other things. But he did a play a while ago with Dreamgirls, and I don't know, I just got kind of caught onto the music a little more. And then last but not least, Talking Heads. And there's a few other things that I picked up. I may show those some other time, as well as CDs and everything else, but that's a good chunk between that and the hard rock and metal stuff I showed last time. But anyway, there you go, VC. Let me know what you think as always. I also wanted to say it's been pretty cool. I don't get a chance to spend as much time in the VC as I did before, just not as much time. But it's really easy to notice, like every time I come back and I'm checking in, that there's like new people popping up all the time with introduction videos and everything, and it's just kind of like things just getting so massive. But it really stuck out today because yesterday I watched a video that I'm sorry, I cannot remember the exact. It was something on the Bayou. You two guys put up a video the other day. I cannot believe I can't remember. I just saw it a second ago. I haven't got your name down in here yet. But really good stuff. They obviously know what they're talking about. They showed some great stuff. I left a comment there. Then I went back and looked at it today, and they were at like 96 views, and the videos were like a day or day and a half. And I don't know, just to me it was hard not to sit there and think, well, especially like for those of us that were in the VC when it first started, it just made me think, you remember how long it used to take to get 100 views on your video? I mean, that used to be like a 1, 2, 3 month process before you got 100 views on a vinyl video, and now it's like, you know, overnight. So I don't know, they just made me feel really good. It made me feel really happy about the VC and where everything is at and so forth. But anyway, just want to share that stuff with you guys. Let me know what you think, and take care, VC. All right.